How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of AngelsBobs Plus. Episode... Shit, what episode number are we on? I think we're on episode 46? Yes, episode 46? I'm pretty sure. I'm about... Yes, we are. Awesome. Looked at my notes for the day. Episode 46. I don't know why that was so hard. Those of you watching know what episode number it is, because I will have looked at what it is in post-processing. However, at the time of recording, I'm unsure. So in the last episode, actually in the last couple episodes, I guess, we have been working on getting our coconator going, so we can get our coke made, so we can go ahead and get the sulfuric wastewater made, which is being made in this massive tower of coke. Everything is ratioed out. However, as you can see, these top ones are not working, but that is due to the stack size we have on things. So if we go ahead and look at one of the machines, the stack size prevents the extra coke, the extra crushed coal from going up. So as you can see, this one's full. Then if we go up to, say, about here, notice it's slowly getting just enough, but part of the reason that is the case is because this one is still filling up. I believe this one's also filling up, and this one's also filling up. So it's going to take a while before all of these machines are running, but that's fine. As they slowly increase, and eventually all of them are running, these machines, which are, again, everything here is ratioed out. I will probably have to take a look at the ratio for it, because this was made in an older version of Bob's Mods, and it very well could have changed the ratios, because I know certain things have changed since then, and we are playing with a few different mods that could potentially change that I wasn't playing with when I originally created it. So I will probably have to take a look at the ratios for everything, but for now it's doing what we need it to do, and it's producing sulfur and also technically sulfuric acid, but we're not using the sulfuric acid. So for now, the sulfur will just build up here and eventually go into the warehouse. And we're going to go get everything hooked up and go get blue science going now, because blue science is the next step. And then, so the reason we're having it go two lanes over is because on these 2 lanes, this is where the other ore is going to go, the other 2 lanes for the ore, which are needed for the metal catalyst. So we're just going to go ahead and draw this all the way down here. Let's go ahead and take a look real fast. So we're going to put blue science here, which means sulfur is going to run, so we're just going to have it go straight down and then horizontal. So that actually works out just fine. Also in between episodes, I went ahead and connected up the coke. Underground, yeah, that's fine. It's not going to look perfect, but I'm okay with it just being an underground line. So I went ahead and hooked up the coke, and by that I mean, so right here I have it I actually need to change that priority. I thought I was looking at it from one way and I had it set to the right input priority. I'm gonna go change that real fast, just so that way we get using the coke, because otherwise eventually the coke will back up in the warehouse and we will get no more sulfur. So we do need to burn off the coke or use it in some way. We will eventually hook up a carbon production area, probably up there as well, in that area of the factory. So let's go input priority left. So we do want to use as much coke as we can, and then if there is space on the belt, go ahead and use coal as a supplemental fuel, but we do want to try to use the coke first, just again because we want the sulfuric wastewater. And so this will give us kind of an outlet for it. So now let's go ahead and draw our belt over. This is kind of where I'm routing things that don't really need to be on the bus, as they're not really used in a lot of things. Or they're used in very specific, like one and done things, such as the phenolic boards or the wooden circuit boards. So let's go ahead and throw down our assemblers for our science. So now I believe the ratio, or at least in vanilla, is 6 to 8 to 12. Now in modded it changes a little bit because you do have a little bit of a few different processes you need to be aware of, but for argument's sake, I'm just going to follow that standard and put 12 down. We will change it as we go, but for now we're just going to leave it as this. We are also not going to do military science. It's not necessary to do like launching of rockets or anything, so I'm not really worried about it. If we do end up needing it, I will, like for the Spidertrons or anything. I think we do need military for the Spidertrons. But again, just for our sake, I'm not gonna spend time putting together the military science. I might do it just so that way I can show you guys how you would do it in this, just because we don't have any biters. So for me, it's just not necessary. But I'll probably set it up at some point somewhere on the bus once I have some more room, or once I know where I have extra room, I'll throw it down, because I don't really want to put it on the main bus, because again, it's not really going to be needed for us. Alright, so for blue science, we have engines, we have red circuits, and we have sulfur now, so we are good to go to get everything hooked up. So we'll just do our standard, we'll just do that. I don't know why I'm yawning. I yawn every time I record. 'Tis the life of a college student, I suppose. We'll just make the bottom one, I guess, extend. Now we'll go ahead and get all these set up like so. Awesome. So we did get medium power poles made somewhere, right? I vaguely remember having them be made. Also, we do need to go power up that pump jack that somebody pointed out does not have power. Oh yeah, hey, look at that. This one does not have power. Awesome. We'll head up there then. It will be the lone pump jack that will not get fixed. No, we'll fix it after we hook all the blue science up. I mean, one pump jack isn't gonna be detrimental to our operations up there. Actually, I don't even think we're using any of the things they pump right now, because we decided to go for the other version of the plastic. Yeah, so let's go like this, let's go like this, like this. And we'll go ahead and set an offset on every other one. This is so that way we can utilize both halves of the belt that will be here. Now, of course, we can go ahead and just decide to have, say, the bottom 6 go on the left, bottom or top right. I just like to alternate. It's a visual thing for me. If you prefer to just do half on the bottom one side and half on the top the other, perfectly acceptable. You're not really going to lose anything out there. Let's see. So, because now we have a new belt that's going to be going to the science labs, we need to route it right here. So we're going to route it on this lower one. Although green, I'm actually going to move the green. Because, yeah. So it's going to look like that. So what I do is, so we're going to have one look like this. I guess we can stuff it like that. Like that. And so then the purple science is going to, or yellow, I don't know which one we're going to make first. It's going to go like that. And so then we can go over one. Over one. Okay. Well, I didn't want to do that. So some of these we're going to have to do manual, it looks like. And you can line them up as best as you can, or really in whatever way. And here's a scenario where we need red. We could move some things, but I'm just going to do red undergrounds. We do have the resources for it, so in my opinion, there's no reason not to just use the red underground. So we'll go like that, and then we'll go pull something like that, and then Let's go ahead and connect these up just so that way as they get produced. Oh, well, let's go ahead and hook this up though, really fast. So we need sulfur, and then we need engines. Or no, we need, we already have we need circuits, not sulfur. Hooked up. And like so. And then the engines. Where are the engines? The engines are all the way on the bottom one, which have not been pulled over. Awesome, I guess let's go do that as well then. Go chop some of these trees while the bots are gonna chop some of the trees. Why are we only using half the belt? Did I not set the inserters? Or I did not set the inserters. Okay, so we'll go ahead and fix that as well then. And upgrade some of those assemblers, because it looks like we could be using more than what we currently have access for. Or, well, we could be producing more than we currently are. Awesome. I love when I get the undergrounds just correct. Or at least close to being correct. It's always annoying when you drag them all the way down and you're off by one, or you're short by one and you have to move a bunch. It's never fun. Alright, so let's go ahead and do something like that. Something like that. We could have put the red one on the right side. It really won't matter if you put it on the left or the right. Yes, technically curving this does decompress the belt a little bit. However, all things considered, I think it's fine. I'm not worried about getting 100% compression. Now, if you really want to try to push Factorio to its limits and get the most efficient factory, like what's the largest factory you can build while also maintaining efficiency, then of course, yes, you're probably going to want to make sure that anywhere you do have belts, you're going to want to just have straight runs of full material to reduce performance issues. Let's go head up over here to the engines, and then we'll drive over once we finish hooking up blue signs. Alright, so let's go ahead and do something like that. Left side, left side, left side, left. Awesome. Alright, and then yeah, these guys are just slow. Can I go ahead and get... I have 11. Is that enough? And we fall short by 3. Okay, so I just need some iron. Is it iron or gear? I need gears. I want to double check before I go grabbing things off of a bus. Because gears, we want to make sure that we don't make them in our inventory. We want to make sure that they're getting made over in the other area and we're just using them off of the bus because they're more efficient to be used or crafted where they're being crafted versus being crafted in our inventory. Yeah, it looks like we could use more copper. I'm going to go ahead and invest a little bit of our research into the better copper. Let's see, is there... Advanced copper 2, yeah, so blue. Awesome. Yeah, I just want to make sure we're getting the best bang for our buck we can, and we'll probably add more copper. Because as you can see, almost no copper is getting here to the end of the line. That is not something that's good, because it means everything down here is going to be very hampered that uses copper. Now we do have a full belt of the copper ore, and we have 60,000 stored up, so what I'll do is I'll add probably all 4, actually, of the copper. Similar to how we added more iron smelting, I'll just add all of our copper smelting, and that will be fine. And I'm okay with using the inefficient version for the copper, because copper is one of those ores that we're going to have a lot of excess for quite a while. And similar into vanilla, anybody who's played vanilla should realize that you have a switch. Somewhere in your factory, you're eventually going to have a switch where you start using a lot more copper than you are iron, and then iron's going to be the thing you have a lot of surplus of. But the reason early game you don't have a lot of iron is because it's used in pretty much everything. The belts, for instance, all your assemblers, all your inserters, stuff like that. And then obviously in modded, it does get used in a bunch more things. And so, although yes, we are having iron issues, right? We don't really have enough iron to fully saturate our belts. Copper is what we're stockpiling because we're not really using a whole lot of it. However, soon-ish, usually around blue science, once you start to get past blue science a little bit, you start to use a lot more circuits, right? Because you're using circuits in the blue science research and whatnot. That's when you start to use a lot more copper. and that's when you'll start to feel it. And if you have any sort of buffer like we do, you probably won't notice it right away. You'll kind of delay it a little bit, but eventually you will see it, and you'll wonder, oh, hey, I have no copper, but everything is full of iron. And then you'll realize you need more copper. So those are things we'll have to worry about, fix here in a little bit, but for now we should be fine. And for those of you who might have noticed and are potentially wondering, how come we put blue science on both sides of the belt, but now it's only on one side of the belt? Well, it's because if you remember earlier in the series when we set up our red and green, although yes, I'm okay with blue science being on both sides of the belt. Here, I'll show you. On both sides of the belt over here. Well, once it gets to this section, this T-junction, well, we're going to have another science pack on this side of the belt. The reason we're doing this is so I don't have to have a bunch of belts running over here, because we're not doing crazy levels of science, although we did allocate a very large space for science. I don't really feel the need to have a belt dedicated for each science pack. I usually just split it like so, and a lot of people do as well for like sushi belts and whatnot is usually what people call it. And again, I don't have the need to, we'll just do this so that I don't have weird like transitions. But yeah, so the reason we do it is just because I prefer the way, really just space saving, but yeah, infinite world, infinite resources and all, but alright, so this is the junction that's going to be a little bit problematic for us. So it, of course, is going to be one we need to go ahead and grab red underground. Oh no, my headset is going to die. I forgot to charge it before recording today. That's never good. Yeah, so this junction is going to be a little bit different for us, primarily just how we have all of this, but luckily the red should. No, the red still falls short. Oh no. Okay, so then what we're going to have to go ahead and do is we're going to have to move a few things. Well, we can either move things, or we can just go ahead and do something like this. Alright, and then we can just do that. And then here's another scenario, but luckily we do have the red underground. We can just go like that. Alright, so now let's go ahead and move the green. Awesome. I'm okay with this section of stuff not looking great. Awesome. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we are just going to go ahead and pull up this other belt, even though we are going to just be replacing with yellow. Part of it's to clear it of all the green, and then part of it is to get us a new avenue for just in general how we're putting our science to the science labs. Yellow belt. Oh, we should be able to just drag it all the way over there. And we'll eventually clean this up and make it look a little bit nicer, but for now I just want to get it functioning and working. Alright, and now let's go ahead and go like that. Awesome. And like so, like so. There we go. Alright, so now we have blue science. Awesome. So now, I'm not going to say we're at the halfway point, we really aren't, but we are definitely going places, that is for sure. That is certain. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our power. Make sure we're doing just fine on there. Yeah, so it looks like copper is going to be the thing we go take a look at next. Let's go plug in that pump, just so I don't forget. And then we'll go ahead and work on copper, I guess. Especially while we do some more research with our now blue science. And there we go. Now the pump is working. I'm sure there will be others and other items throughout the factory that are either not hooked up properly or whatnot. But as always, just make sure you guys let me know, because I might not have caught it, and I might not catch it even after having rewatched it as I go through and in the post-processing. Alright, so that's done. So now let's go see what's everything we need for iron. Now we do have an upgraded version of the iron, or not iron, the upgraded version of the copper here that we can go ahead and use, which is here. Now it is tier, as you can see, it's a tier 3 recipe, and we don't currently have access to this because it is, I'm pretty sure it's, yeah, it's this one. Actually, it's not that one. It's the smelting version of it, where let's do the casting. It's in here somewhere. I don't believe it's shrine to casting. I believe it's this one that goes into powder. No, it's right here. This is the one, which requires several things. So we'll go ahead and get all of the basic copper machines we can going. Ooh, we could always queue up robotics. That would be good. Let's go ahead and just queue up several of these. Let's go ahead and resume as we go. And then of course we'll start to kind of research things as well. So now we're going to start researching again, now that we have some decent resource built up, I guess. So that's always good. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at more or less kind of what we have, really. So we need one purse, so we have one made, so 2 more of those. We need 6 of these, so we need some steel. Awesome. So how many are we making? 2? 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome, so that should be all 6, and then it looks like we already have 2 of these made. So we only need to produce 16 of casting machines. 5, 10, 15, and there's 16. Awesome. So let's go ahead and just use our nanobots then and get everything built. Awesome. So, I mean, we're going to continue to go through and get everything hooked up. I was going to say, I thought we had these. Awesome. Now we'll just go ahead and use the copper. Oh no! There we go. Like so, then all the way down, and over, and it should be to about there, right? And then something like that, and then let's go ahead and just upgrade these power poles already. Now that we have the better version. Might as well, right? Just to kind of clean it up a little bit, I suppose. Awesome. That just makes it look a little bit nicer, I suppose. Let's go ahead and just remove the old iron pipe. And we'll just convert it all to copper. Like so, awesome. Looks good. There we go. Okay, so that one's ready as well. And now let's just go ahead and make this last one ready for copper smelting. And right now I'm okay with being a little bit inefficient by using the basic recipe for the copper, just because we do have a stockpile of it that we can use, and so I'd rather just use the stockpile. I guess we could get away with just one, huh? Let's save on what power poles we can, I guess. Awesome. But yeah, I'm okay with using the slightly more inefficient. Yeah, we can get more bang for our buck. Okay, fine. I thought we connected to the wrong pipe for a second, but that's fine. It worked. It was fine. Apparently a lot of liquid went into the... How much molten went... That's a lot of molten that these things are still producing. I don't know how that happened. We don't talk about it. And awesome. So let's go ahead and connect everything up. Like so. And finally like so. And awesome. Perfect. Let's go ahead and hook all of the coal up. There we go. And now let's go ahead and get all of the copper lines we need hooked up. We do have ore stockpiled in several locations. And by that I mean we have it stored in the warehouses up top in the ore processing areas. And I'll show you that here in a second. So if we take a look, for instance, at the Javolite, we have not hooked it into the main bus, if you will, for copper. We also haven't hooked up... Actually, I think that was the only one. Yeah, that's the only one we didn't hook up was the Javolite. And we have 46,000 just sitting in here. So, as you can see, we do have quite a lot of copper, so I'm okay with you. That's why or rather one of the reasons I'm okay with using the more inefficient version. Because right now copper is fairly prevalent. Now, yeah, I know it's inefficient. We should try not to waste resources, but it's okay. It's fine. More copper. And let's go ahead and hook this guy up as well. Let's go ahead and adjust these. Same thing here. Let's go ahead and adjust. Awesome. And we'll go ahead. Oh, nope. And we'll go like that. Awesome. Oh, this one's not hooked up. Let's go ahead and get it all hooked up, and then let's get everything plugged in. Well, the bottom one's actually already plugged in. It's just these two that we need to. Awesome. So let's go all the way out. And like so as well. Let's go ahead and upgrade you as well to yellow belt. And like so. Awesome. So let's go ahead and put in a just a belt balancer. We'll put it here. And we'll skip over 3, go like that. Those of you who've seen about a belt balancer, all this does is it makes sure that all 4 lanes get roughly an equal amount of resources. You can technically scale this up to be used for really about any size of balancer. It just helps make sure that even if just one lane is getting plate, that all 4 will get plate. Now we are going to pull from all 4 lanes, so at the end of the day it's fine, but I want to make sure that we have what we need. So let's go ahead and... It is unfortunately that time, so I guess between episodes I'll try to go ahead and upgrade and get the second line of copper here on the bus going. So with that, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you guys did, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This really does help out the channel, guys. I also really enjoy reading your guys' comments. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next episode. So have a good one, everybody. Peace out.